dehydrator, which is much bigger than the old one. This is the one which we were using previous years. It looks so tiny right now. And this is the new one, which we are going to try for the first time.
It looks like a small fridge or something.
Yeah, it has, I think, 10 levels or something like that. Yeah. And I think it'll hold a lot of fruit.
Mm-hmm.
We will try it in a moment. You can take out each of the layers or whatever,
Grits or something.
and you can work on it and then put it back in, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to put the fruit in the way we did with the old one. And especially with apples, it should be much better, because with this old one we usually could fit in just like 8 apples or something like that, and it was immediately full.
Mm-hmm.
So when we have a lot of apples, we have to spend every night doing another batch. And this way, with the new one, we should be able to do a lot at the same time, so it will be much quicker.
Yeah, I am curious to see how many apples will fit in there.
And I'm curious to see how long it will take us to fill it in.
Yes, that too.
Because with this one it was like 20 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
but I think this one will be more like 2 hours.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm always cutting one apple into quarters, and then every quarter 4 slices. When it's a small apple, then 3 slices. And there is a system. You want to make sure that the thickness of the slices is at least similar.
So they are dehydrated equally.
Yes. I feel like a total professional already, because we've been doing this for years.
Years and years. 3, I think.
Yeah. So this is like totally, I'm an expert.
It's nice when you know what you're doing, right?
Yeah. It is.
For a change.
It is, yes. We are not such beginners anymore as we were at the beginning. We are still beginners, but advanced beginners. Do you agree, honey?
Definitely.
Or are we really experts
No.
already?
Far from it.
Yeah. You learn your whole life. So.
I like how we divide roles. Peter is the cutter, apple cutter, and I'm the apple putter.
Yeah, you are layer maker.
I lay down the apples. And usually we somehow assign the roles at the beginning, not knowing what we are doing, and then it sticks forever.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's like that with everything. When we are making dinner, when we, I don't know, like with everything.
Yeah.
So by this, you won. You have the easier job. And apple cutter has the harder job. Even kings sometimes have to do hard tasks. This cutting board looks terrible, but it's not moldy, guys, I promise. It's overused.
It's been in the family for generations.
Not really, but all the juices and everything is soaked in there, and
Yeah.
it's impossible to wash, even in the dishwasher, even by hand. Like, it's not possible to do anything with this. So this is what it looks like when you use the cutting board too much. And we are done. It took us 1.5 hours.
Which is okay. It's what we expected.
Yeah.
And we used exactly 50 apples. So that's 6 times more than what we could fit in the old dehydrator.
Yeah, and your estimate at the beginning was on point because you said 50 apples.
Yeah. Okay, the last layer. It looks so fancy.
Yeah, it does.
There are different instructions on the internet, how many degrees you should set and stuff like that. But we will try 55 degrees Celsius.
Mm-hmm.
And I will set it to 8 hours.
So you can set the temperature and the time.
Yeah, and it should turn off on its own. And the old one didn't do that. We had to turn it off in the morning when I woke up.
Yeah.
Let me try how loud it is.
Mm-hmm. Not loud at all. So this is our first time. We'll see if the temperature and the time countdown is correct. Tomorrow we'll see, and then we can adjust the next batch.
Yeah, we'll have to learn again, like beginners.
Yeah.
The dehydrated apples are ready, I hope. At the end, it took about 11 hours because we make quite big pieces, at least some of them. So the big ones are rather chewy and the small ones would be more like chips. So we prefer chips, but actually the standard in our country is the chewy one from what I know when we got this from other people.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I hope I will have enough glasses or something where to put it because it usually consumes a lot of space. And we still have a lot of apples from last year, so a lot of the jars and stuff are still occupied. But it looks like it should be fine.
Good.
Tastes the way I remember it.
Okay.
Since I still eat the ones from last year, so it's the same. Very good. And the main advantage is that if you dehydrate it, then you don't need any additional energy to keep it available for you, to store it. Because we put some fruits in our freezer, but the freezer is already full anyway. And you need electricity, obviously, to keep it frozen. So this is a nice and, I guess, cheap way to have apples available all year round.
Yeah.
So this is how much space we needed for one batch at the end. It doesn't look as much, but it's a lot.
Yeah, this will last quite a long time, right?
Yeah, I think this will last us for a couple of months at least.
Yeah, cool. The frost and snow are long gone, and today we can see what the typical winter weather here looks like. Grey skies, dark, it's 5 degrees Celsius, there is cold wind, not much, but you can feel it, so it's very unpleasant to be outside. But our garden is still a bit alive. There is leek, of course, only 2 of them remaining, so I'm going to dig this one out. I cleaned it up a bit, removed the roots, and it looks kinda nice. And it will look even nicer in the city.
Looks very fresh.
Yeah, and surprisingly, arugula is still growing. We thought it's over when it was frosty and there was a lot of snow. It looked very sad. But now the leaves are fresh again. The frost didn't destroy them, so we can have arugula again. It's very long, like it's been here for a long time.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it is.
It's nice to harvest things in January or in winter.
It is. So, yeah, I like this. And here we have spinach. And we already know from last year that this is normal. The spinach will keep growing until spring, and then Tommy will plant a new batch, but this one will be still here, right?
Yeah, last spring it looked even better than the new one, I think.
Yeah. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, quite a nice harvest.
Nice.
And it's very interesting to us, arugula, because we thought it likes warm weather, but in summer it doesn't grow well here. Usually it goes very fast into flower, you know, it bolts really fast and then it's over very quickly. But when it's colder, it grows nicely.
Yeah, it seems to love winter here.
Yeah, and I thought really that the frost would destroy all the plants, but now it keeps growing, so that's new. So this is very nice, but otherwise the garden is very boring in winter. It goes well with the boring weather that we have all the time.
Yeah, but most people don't have any veggies left, and we keep harvesting during winter.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I like that.
Going in.
Go.
We are in the cellar where we store our potatoes. We still have some left. Not that many, but it looks like for a few more meals we have enough.
Yeah, it looks good to me.
So that's nice. And an interesting thing about this cellar is that there is usually a bed sleeping here during the day. Just one single bed.
Our pet.
Yeah. But right now it's not here, so I guess it relocated somewhere else. I don't see it. It's here every day except today.
Oh no.
This cellar is quite humid, so when we tried to put apples here, they started to get moldy or something, so we moved them elsewhere. But potatoes like humid environment, so it's great for them. Okay, I think we have enough.
And let me also take a bit of rosemary. I feel like rosemary grows better in winter. I feel like there are bigger gains during winter compared to summer. At least it looks greener.
Fresh.
Yeah, fresher. In summer the color is somewhat faded. So maybe in winter is the main growth happening. I don't know.
Could be.
Ta-da! So we put rosemary on our baked potatoes, and that's very tasty.
And why? There's
And
one
why?
more reason.
Yes, there is a reason. My note is wrong. Sorry. It has healthy benefits because when potatoes are getting baked, acrylamide, that's a substance that's not good for you, gets created, and when you add rosemary, there is less acrylamide. This is the next evening, and we are here again. These are our usual winter evenings here at the country house. We always do something with our produce that we had harvested previously.
Yeah, because the weather isn't very good to be outside, so we can spend the time inside in the productive as well.
Yeah, and the days are short, so it's dark outside very soon. So there is nothing better to do than spend time here in the kitchen at the table and prepare everything.
Some quality time together.
Yes. Some of you guys commented when we were doing this last year that I should use a nutcracker, but no, I like hammer better. I tried using a nutcracker once and it wasn't good. It was very slow. The shells were flying everywhere, and this is faster and more practical.
And it's more manly.
It is. Ooh. So, yeah, using a hammer is definitely better.
It looks like this year we won't have much work because the harvest is not very good. We waited for too long before picking the walnuts from the ground, and it was very wet and humid in the autumn, so a lot of them got bad, and so we left them there.
Yeah, moldy. So we made a mistake. We left them on the ground for too long in the wet conditions.
Yeah.
So as always, we learn something every year, and next year we'll be smarter.
I hope so.
I hope so too. And in the end, we have this much. And let me weigh it so we know how much exactly this much is.
It looks more than I anticipated.
Yeah, this was quite a nice surprise. So this is 500 grams. Woohoo!
Wow.
That is quite bad from such a big tree, but next year it will be better. We promise, guys.
It's 1/10 of what we buy every year.
Okay.
10%.
Yeah, quite sad, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Guys, we are going to process this enormous pumpkin. The plan is to create a puree out of this and then can it. So wish me luck and let's go. We need to start by cutting the pumpkin and we need a big knife. Usually I would cut it in half, but this is too big. This wouldn't fit in our oven here. So I need to cut smaller pieces. So maybe like 1/4 or something. Okay, this looks good. I like it. Now we need to get rid of the insides, the pumpkin guts. And the guts are not pleasant to touch. So I don't like this part, but it has to be done. Ugh. Oh my god, this is such a mess. This is so messy. Why are pumpkins so messy? Honey, should I touch your face with this?
Yes, please.
Very pleasant. The guts are gone and I need to cut these pieces again in half because this wouldn't fit in our oven at all.
Maybe they become too big.
Yeah, there's not enough space. Wow. Oh my god. Guys, having an enormous pumpkin is great, but it's a nightmare to process it because the kitchen is not designed for such huge things. Wow. But look, okay.
Nice.
It looks good. I like it. And let's put this into the oven. So, wow, it's so heavy. Wow. It feels like I'm going to bake this for the whole town or something. Okay,
It
it
fits.
looks good. Yeah, it's in. So I'm going to bake this for, I don't know, I will tell you then, when it's done, for how long it was. Okay, 180 degrees Celsius. Oh my god. 1 hour went by. It should be ready.
It's quite a lot of time.
Yeah. We want it to be soft. There's a lot of water. Like here.
Wow.
A small pool
Yeah.
in the pumpkin. But it looks good.
Perfect.
This is what I imagined. So, yeah. Now we have to let it cool down and then we will continue. After 45 minutes we are back and this will be messy, so I need this apron. And first we need to get the flesh of the pumpkins. So, like this. It's nicely soft and it goes easily. This is half of it and our bowl is getting full, so I think that's enough for now. And I'm glad this is working. Some of you guys were advising me how I should prepare this pumpkin because I was afraid that it would be very difficult to peel this pumpkin, but when you bake it first and use the flesh after it's baked, it's quite easy, so I like this. And now I'm going to blend this. There's quite a lot of water in here, look. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to blend this and create a smooth puree. So wish me luck, it's not all over our kitchen. And here we have some jars. And we are going to put the puree in there. And now we are going to can this. We have 3 jars from half of the pumpkin, so that's nice. Our problem is that we don't have a big pot here in the city. So, like these 3 barely fit in. And I would like to have more water. This is not that tall, the pot, but oh well. I will keep it there for longer, so it should be okay. So we need to pour water in here. Excuse the mess in our kitchen, but all of this is messy.
Because sometimes we cook here.
Hopefully this works. So we will let it boil in there for, normally I do 20 minutes. In the end I moved the jars to a smaller but taller pot, so they are more submerged in the water, just to be sure. And we plan to buy a special canning pot, so it's easier to do this. So in the end, out of the one big pumpkin, we have 6 jars of pumpkin puree. Well, actually 7 jars. We already used one like right away into our dinner. We had pasta with tuna and this. And beans. And it was delicious.
And cheese.
And cheese, yes. It was very rich and yummy. So 7 jars out of that one enormous pumpkin. Hopefully this will last. I don't know for how long we can keep this, but these are basically 6 dinners, so this should be gone in 6 weeks, because we could have pumpkin meals quite often. And we are at the end of the video. give us a like, and see you guys next time. Bye!